Our next speaker is Rob McCoy. He has been extremely invested into the justice for Dawn Pasella. I'm sure if you look around, you'll see all of her poster boards. As we had mentioned earlier, Dawn worked for the prosecutors, and she suddenly ended up dead. And there's been a lot of investigation into her case to expose that these crooks that she worked for are highly suspect. So with that being said, Rob.
Thanks, Gina. Everybody, thank you so much for coming. My name is Rob McCoy, and I am a member of the Wrongfully Convicted Club, class of 2012. And I represent 1,200 other people who were prosecuted in the mortgage fraud scam about a decade ago. And I would not be here today if a 26-year-old government employee whistleblower was not most likely assassinated in her apartment the night before she was testified. Prosecutors Mark Bennett and Dan Caceres were wrongfully prosecuting 1,200 souls. She was found dead in her apartment the night before she was to testify in front of Judge Dan Gall, dead in her apartment, not suspicious. More on Dawn later, but from all the stats I see, it looks like 1 out of 10 of us are wrongfully convicted. 1 out of 10 have their family and life ruined. 1 out of 10 is a lot of people. Is this okay? No. I'm going to use myself as an example. Is it okay to have a 30-year financial career that started when Ronald Reagan was president, that was completely destroyed overnight? I woke up every morning loving what I did so much. I never worked a day in my life, and that was taken from me. How many of you here wake up and can't wait to go to work, see your boss and all that? Not many. That's the American dream, and that was taken from me. I help people with their financial problems, small business, utilize the money that flows through their fingers. Is it okay to have someone's lifetime integrity, honor, and mere existence and life questioned and ruined over a lie? Everything you worked hard for is gone, and you have no clue why. Is it right to have a whole family destroyed along with your friendships? Every friend ever called me, but I understand it's still tremendous. My own family, my own blood, it ruins families, and we don't even talk anymore. The rest of my family, I don't think they really care. All of this mortgage fraud was nothing, bullshit. Finances really take a beating with a false prosecution. All the time and cost is incredible. You'll spend whatever you have because you know you did nothing wrong, but the system has other plans, and you realize what a big fat scam the whole thing is to keep these people employed and working. False prosecutions, they're not good for marriages, I can attest to that. 25 years shot to hell. In fact, I celebrated my 25th wedding anniversary in prison, and 3 days later I signed divorce papers. That's one of the highlights of my life. When I was under investigation, I visited Bennett and Dan Caceres 5 times, defending myself and telling them they don't have a clue about loans, homes, or finance. And I mean, these people are dumber than hell. They always yelled at me and treated me like garbage. Very hostile. And get this. The last time I saw Mark Bennett and Kim Kaplan, I said, I'm still not pleading guilty. But I said, McCoy, we're going to get your wife, your innocent wife, and put her in legal jeopardy and throw your autistic son in foster care. How do you like that? I had to plead guilty. What else can I do? When these people say they have a 98% conviction, well, guess why? When I told my ex-wife, she just fell to the floor in hysteria, and her life has never been the same. She is afraid of this bozo, Mark Bennett. What else could I do but plead guilty? If I could do one thing, I'd make threatening a loved one a crime. I could not fight these absolute narcissist fools. And there's the children. The children. From the stories I've heard, children suffer the most. Little kids' lives torn forever over nothing. I have a wonderful autistic son. He's 23 now. He was very difficult for years growing up, but our love, devotion, and commitment finally paid off. But my legal woes started right in the middle of raising him. You don't know how hard it is to raise an autistic child, let alone go through a wrongful prostitution. And what they put that child and his mother through is a mortal sin. Okay, nothing or nobody's perfect. We're frail human beings, full of mistakes in the course of the thing. The problem is these weak people will never admit when they are wrong. Never. An arrogant bunch of fools. What if I told you I had a very simple solution to this? Honest, very simple. Sometimes the solution is so complex, the problem is right in front of your nose. I know this is a fantasy, but who knows until you open your mouth. We need a good faith jurisdictional board that covers a specific area, like this court, for example. A board of unpaid volunteers, like retired judges, prosecutors, defenders, and very experienced jurists, or any other law, basically. This board will do a good faith review and exam of a case when completed. Now I'm talking major cases. I'm not talking every case, just the major ones. And I'm really interested in the ones who pleaded guilty all the way to the prison door. Why are they saying that? After 15 years, I know I'm innocent and proved it. But 1 out of 10 is why. This would go a long way to stop prosecutorial shenanigans if they knew the case was going to get a good faith review and audit after the case.
All right, thank you, Rob.